Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I pray that everyone is having a beautiful, blessed Saturday in the mighty name of Jesus. If you have not said it already, let's say it together. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. So I wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about, well, first I want to read 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter, verse 7. And it reads, "Husbands, in the same way be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers." And again, that was 1 Peter 3rd chapter, verse 7. And I wanted to just hop on here and talk about real briefly, preparing for what God has for you. Talking to my single ladies. Of course, I'm single due to my late husband passed away a few years ago. But I think about this every night, and I'll be watching. I love a sappy love story, y'all. I love, I love it. I love it. I love it. I was watching Hallmark at one point in time, but when we were in Tennessee, but I quit watching it. I don't watch Hallmark anymore for personal reasons, but spiritual reasons. But I'm about to subscribe to PureFlix, which is it's a channel, or not a channel, but it's an app. It has a bunch of movies, and you can stream it on the apps, or one of the apps or whatever. It's a movie app, and I think it has some shows on there too. But even with that, I always be careful what I watch or whatever. But I remember when we were living in the house when we first moved here, I was watching it pretty often, and I was like, these are some really good movies, and they make you really think about things or whatever. But anyway, going back to that, I love, I love loving people, and I love giving love and sharing love. And God knows that about me. That's just how he created me. But, and I love everybody. I don't have anything against nobody, no matter what your color is, your how you treat me, whatever. I look at everybody the same. I say, I just want to I have that same heart for everybody. And I want to love on you. I want to encourage you. I want to help you, whatever, if I can. If I can, I'm going to still try to help you if I can, or I'm going to try to go find somebody that can help you. And so anyway, that's just how, God made me. But going back to, ladies looking for, not looking, excuse me. We don't look for a man. The man finds us. He finds a good thing when he finds us. But what I'm trying to say is that, we can sometimes get distracted. I've shared this in a previous video, whereas we want a certain type of man, we want, he got to look this way, he got to be this tall. Some women like short men. He got to be short. I don't want no tall man. I don't want nobody. I want somebody my same height as me. We put all these different, qualifications and stuff on the man. And it's like, God is like, but that's not who I have created for you. And like my late husband, he was short. Me and him he was a little bit taller than me. But it was okay. I used to tease him all the time about that. I said, sit down, shorty, little shorty. We just joking. We joked a lot with each other. He'll say little stuff to me. I say little stuff to him, and cause his parents were short, short stature. And so of course he was. And so when we start having our children, and then our son, like my youngest son who's here with me in Colorado, he's tall. And so my mom and some other family members were like, where he come from? Because everybody in our family is short. And I was like, well, you got to remember it takes two. So, I got a lot of height on my side of the family. My biological father is 6'2" or 6'3". So I'm like, it don't just come from the male, it comes from the female too. It's both sides there. But anyway, creating that baby, but the genes. But anyway, that was just an inside joke. But I think back on how when we first met, and I've shared this before, but I just want to go into it just a little bit because I'm making a point. But how we met and everything, and I knew, you know, I knew right away that he was going to be my husband. It was just something on the inside of me. I felt it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And, you know, yeah, we met at a job, but I just knew. I felt it. I felt it. And I wasn't in my word then. I wasn't fasting. I wasn't praying. Wasn't really going to church like I should have been going, but I just knew. I just knew, y'all. And, you know, and I don't think I went and told nobody anything, but later, you know, as we started dating and everything, God was just confirming it to me. But I was like, you know, that's gonna be my husband, you know. And so anyway, I later found out after he died that he had went back to his mom's house and told his mom. You know, I never knew that, you know. So he knew too. He was, I don't know if he was necessarily looking, but both of us had just recently come out of a relationship a little bit before we met, or, you know, not too long before we met. And so it's just like everything just started clicking, and it went super fast because, you know, we got married in a real short time. And so, you know, that's just how it went on like that, and had 21 years of marriage and 4 children. And hey, it wasn't a perfect marriage, but it was a beautiful one. I enjoy being married. But like I said, I didn't find that out after he died. His mom told me, and it just came up because we were talking about something related to that. And because, well, she had went somewhere, his mom, and an older lady had approached her and asked her, was I gonna remarry? Said, she's young, is she gonna remarry? And so, you know, his mom was like, well, you gotta ask her that. I don't know what she gonna do, you know. And so she was just blunt like that. And so the lady, I guess, went on about her business, but that's how the conversation came up. And so I was telling his mom, I said, why was something, because this was like he hadn't even been buried, I think, a week. And I was like, why is somebody asking about that? You know, but it was, you know, as time, before we left Tennessee, it was a lot of people asking about that. And then even when we moved here, people were still, you know, family was still calling me and whatever. And they was like, yeah, I saw so-and-so in the store, and they want to know, hey, had you got a boyfriend yet? Or, you know, what you out there doing in Colorado? And I'm like, I'm not doing nothing but following the Lord, you know, with my children. And at that time, I was trying to make sure my youngest daughter was good, because, you know, she was a junior in high school. So, you know, I'm just amazed at how their mind goes, you know, not thinking about how is she doing as related to the death of her husband and her children. How are they doing? But who's she laying up with? You know, do she got a man out there? You know, has she met anybody? And, you know, I understand a lot of people move on real quick, you know, but God didn't tell me to do that. You know, he didn't tell me to come out here and get a man. He didn't tell me to go on a dating site. He didn't tell me to do none of that. He told me to wait on him. And he told me I will remarry. But he said, you wait on me. I have somebody for you. So, you know, that didn't really faze me. But like I said, a lot of people, they don't believe in that. They say, well, I'm single, my husband died, if the man say my wife died, I'm free to date now. But I never, you know, I thought that, but I never did it. I never did it. I haven't dated anybody in his passing away since 2021. I haven't talked to nobody on the phone. I haven't went out with nobody. I haven't did any of that. I've just been doing my best to get closer to Jesus, going to church. We found a church here. The Lord sent us to a church, and, you know, I just been doing that. You know, I have not been pursuing nobody. I've had quite a few men trying to pursue me, older men, but I'm like, no, not interested. But because like I knew for my late husband, I know for them, that's enough. You know, I knew for him it was a yes, but for them, it's definitely a no. You know, and I shared the story about the man at my church, and he went on to say about, you know, he was divorced or whatever, and then he went on to say, well, the Lord said that you're going to be my wife, and we're supposed to be together. And I said, well, if the Lord told you, he would tell me too. And he sort of looked at me sort of funny, but I looked him dead in his face. I said, you know, my God don't work like that. I said, if he indeed told you that, he will tell me too. Then I will be on the same page with you. And I said, I'm not. I ain't even in the same book with you. And so he got away from me after that. He left me alone after that. And then it's almost like I'm his sister now, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, it's a far away type thing. But I'm like, you know, no, that's foolishness. But again, ladies, be mindful of slicksters and men trying to, not people, men trying to come your way and give you an old line, a one-liner, and this, that, and the other, you know, just trying to have a good time with you. Wait on who God has created for you, you know. And marriage is a beautiful thing. Like I said, I really, really, really miss being married, and I'll find myself, like I said, watching. I don't really watch wedding videos. I was watching it with my oldest daughter a little while back, but that make me a little sappy, you know, make me feel a little not really sappy, but it makes me feel a little, I get a little emotional. So I'm like, okay, you know, me and my late husband, we used to watch him all the time, every now and then, but I don't really find myself doing that. But I shared in the previous video how I was listening to a lot of love songs, and I you know, I don't think the Lord, is nothing wrong with that, but he don't want us to be obsessing over that, you know, because he's like, you know, I know what I have for you. I have great plans for you, Jeremiah 29:11. You know, plans to prosper you. And so, you know, I don't want to do anything that's going to put itself in front of Jesus. So that's why I try to stay away from stuff like that. But at this time, but so yeah, the man that God, I'm looking at my notes here. The man that God has created for you, you will know him when you meet him. Trust me, it has happened to me. So that's how I know. And like I said, love is wonderful, it's beautiful, it's all of that. You know, I've shared this before. You know, I work with women that are married. They've been married a long time, and it just feels so sort of strange because I'm on the other side of that now. And I used to work around women who were not married, and I was married, you know, and I wasn't always talking about my marriage, but when they would ask me, I had this one lady I worked with, she was just so fascinated. Well, what do y'all hang out? Do y'all do date night? Do y'all do this? I said, no, we don't really do date night. I said, but we do a lot of things together. And I said, we don't really label it as date night. I said, but you know, when the children were a lot younger, we would take them with us. We actually took them on vacations with us. That's just how, you know, that's the type of relationship we had with the family, that, you know, what we had going on in the family. And, you know, we were not trying to find someone to watch them and keep them. We put them in the car with us and we go. And there was this one particular getaway we did, and me and him were just gonna go, and he said, let's take the children too, you know, and we did. That's just what type of, you know, the love that we had for one another, the understanding, and then also, you know, that's just a family that we were creating. But again, you know, I find myself watching movies, and like I said, I just love a good romantic movie. I love it, y'all. I love it. And I don't care too much for the cursing and you know, nudity and all that stuff. I don't like all that, but I like a good, clean romance movie. I love it. And it's just, it's so refreshing, and I'm like, yeah, that's beautiful, you know. And no cheating, and, you know, none of that. How they met, they gonna get together because they cheated on, no, none of that. But just a clean, beautiful love story. I love that. And like I said, more than you know, when we wait on Jesus to do what he's gonna do, he will make it wonderful. He will make that marriage beautiful. You know, I was married those 21 years, and like I said, I ended up getting what I prayed for, receiving what I prayed for, because I never had that growing up, and that's what I wanted for myself, and that's what he gave. He gave it to me. I didn't know it was just gonna be 21 years, but that was okay. But he said, that's okay. It's gonna be some more years added to that, because you're not done yet with being married. But, you know, in the meantime, I have to be open to what Jesus is doing. And, you know, I've shared this before. My youngest son, he said, Mama, you know, you need to go get out and go meet somebody. Or I said, no, mama don't do that. And, you know, I even, the lady who we used to live with, she was saying, well, you can get more involved in church when you can meet, you know, come to the singles ministry. I said, no. I said, no. I said, what God, and not saying it can't happen that way, but that's not why I'm going to church. That's not why I would find myself going to be involved in a ministry in church. It's trying to meet no man. No, you know, and like I said, that we get so confused and so distracted by what we want, and we never ask the Lord to lead and guide us to what He has for us. And, you know, like I said, I've shared this before too. You know, you can really find yourself in a bad way going on your own, opening doors that were never meant to be open for you. Instead of you waiting, you push those doors. Some of the time we knock the doors down. We bust them down because we want what we want so bad. And, you know, people are in the graveyard because of that. People have found themselves lost everything, you know, been just the person come in, the man came in and robbed them of everything they had. You know, you dealing with molestation. You know, a lot of times we get so focused on a man, women, we lose sight on who's around our children. And, you know, I thank the Lord, you know, I never had children when I was dating, but I know it's women that this has happened to, and my heart goes out to them. But we have to be careful and mindful of who we're dating, who, you know, when you pray to the Lord for a man, you need to make sure you're very specific, you know, and the enemy hears you too. And he know what you like. He know what floats your boat. He know all of that. And, you know, a lot of times we can find ourselves in a relationship for all the wrong reasons, you know. And the first thing you should be asking yourself, and when you and a man meet up or whatever, however y'all meet, you need to ask him, does he love Jesus? You know, and a lot of times some of them will say, yeah, because they just trying to get what they want to get. But the Lord will reveal it to you. If you have a relationship with Jesus, He'll reveal it to you in time, you know, what's going on with the person. But again, you know, we want to hurry up and, you know, my clock ticking, you know, my biological clock ticking. I want to be married. I want to do this. I want to do that. We want all of the stuff that goes with being married, but we don't want to wait on who God has created for us. It's very important, ladies. So be mindful, because like I said, a lot of times we end up with somebody who God never created for us, never meant for us to be with that person. And it's not until years and years, you know, then you start to see like, wait a minute, you know, but it's not too late, but look at all the time you've wasted because you did what you wanted to do. Wait on Jesus. He got a man for you. You don't have to be going out here meeting up with nobody and hooking up with nobody. He has someone very special for you. And I promise you, when God has somebody for you, your man can't even imagine how this man, he gonna treat you well. First of all, he gonna love Jesus because he from God. He gonna love Jesus. He gonna treat you well. He gonna do it. He gonna be everything that you want him to be. But like I said, don't go out here trying to find no man, because you gonna end up trying to build one. You know how they say build a bear? You trying to build a man, and that's not, God never intended you to do that. You can't make nobody over. Only Jesus can do that. Don't be out here trying to make no man over. That's out of your league right there. Wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. And He'll do what he gonna do. He gonna do way more than you ever thought you could do. Cause you know, He sit high and He look low. So he's powerful. So wait on God. Wait on God for your husband. If it's your first husband, I pray it's your first husband. Or it could be your second, because your first one may have passed away. But wait on Jesus. Wait on Him. And I promise you, it's going to be worth the wait. So as always, I pray that you always hear Jesus speaking through me. I pray that you have had a beautiful, blessed Saturday, a restful Saturday. The best is still yet to come for you and for me. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. I pray that every prayer that you have ever prayed to Jesus, that he will answer it according to his perfect, holy, divine will for your life. I pray that you have beautiful, restful sleep in the mighty name of Jesus. I love you, but remember, Jesus loves you so much more. Thank you all for listening, for subscribing, for commenting. I pray that you bless somebody today. You are already blessed, and God woke you up this morning. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.